Welcome back to Cocktails with Kurt. This is episode 14. What are we going to do today, Kurt?
We are going to try something new. We are going to do a cocktail that we have never tried before, so building it on the fly. It's called the Huntsman, which is a classic cocktail. The version that we are using is from the NoMad Cocktail Book. The NoMad is a bar in New York City.
I wonder if they're doing cocktails to go right now.
I wonder. I don't know. It's pretty easy. The only thing that we have not done before or have not used before is this calls for vodka. We are using Russian Standard Platinum, and they call for Absolute. But otherwise, this is exactly what the recipe, we're going to do exactly what the recipe calls for.
I think we need to talk about vodka for a minute first.
Absolutely.
So we've had some complaints that we don't feature a lot of vodka cocktails, and that's because we don't drink a lot of vodka.
We don't drink a lot of vodka.
We don't need to talk about why or anything like that, but we do have some preferences with respect to vodka. And so tell us about Russian Standard. That's not a brand that is really as well known, I would say, as say Absolute or Grey Goose or
Belvedere, any of those. No.
So why do we like this?
Basically because it's got more going on than a lot of vodkas do. A lot of the vodka that gets sold in the United States is really, 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 really pure stuff.
So virtually tasteless.
So it's virtually tasteless. The only thing the only taste is the alcohol itself. The Russian Standard is not quite as pure, especially the base level Russian Standard, which is what we normally have. So there's more flavors going on. There's a little bit happening in the background, but there's also no question that it's vodka.
So did you just mention the version or the type of Russian Standard that we're using? Tell us about the different types.
Basically,
why don't we take a look at the bottle?
So this is Russian Standard Platinum, and you might notice that there's stuff along the bottom of it. I just took it out of the freezer.
This is Russian Standard Platinum.
This is Platinum. There are three versions: Standard, Gold, and Platinum.
So Standard Russian Standard, Platinum
yes.
Russian Standard, and Gold Russian Standard.
Exactly. And normally I would have gotten the Standard, but due to COVID restrictions, when I went to the ABC store and bought vodka, I said Russian Standard. They gave me the Platinum, and I said, okay.
Okay. Well, is there a taste difference between those three different types that you've discerned?
They get a little bit smoother as you go up. So Russian Standard Platinum is probably closer to what most people are used to than Russian Standard, the basic.
And how does price-wise, how does this compare to some vodkas, other vodkas that people might have heard of?
Russian Standard is reasonably priced. Absolute, it's been a while since I've actually bought Absolute, but Grey Goose can get a little bit on the expensive side. This is, as I recall, definitely less than Grey Goose. It's probably less than, or at worst on par to Absolute.
So I'm looking at the bottle, and there are two things that strike me right now. And the first is that it says silver filtered. That sounds swanky. Is that unusual to your knowledge?
Don't know. It may well be just a marketing gimmick. I honestly can't say.
And the other thing that I noticed is that there's almost none left in the bottle. And for people who don't drink vodka, I'd say we did a pretty good job on that.
We did. We also had a quick run of Jack Ryan movies, starting with The Hunt for Red October.
Right, and of course, The Hunt for Red October, we had to drink vodka.
So.
All right, so I'll stop slowing you down. What else is in this drink?
All right, so we have the Russian Standard vodka. We have Smith & Cross rum.
Ooh, so two spirits.
Yes.
That might be something new-ish for us, no? I mean,
we've done rum blends, but yeah, I don't think we've done a mixture like this before.
Okay, something new. Yay.
Angostura bitters, simple syrup, fresh squeezed lemon, and we're done.
All right, let's go.
All right. So 2 dashes of bitters.
Is there any ice in the shakers right now?
There's no ice in the bottom. There's ice in the top.
Okay.
2. And then three-quarters ounce simple syrup.
So now when you make simple syrup, you put it on the stove top.
Yes.
Does it have to boil?
I've seen some recipes where it recommends you let it boil for a full minute. I've seen others where basically it says stir it, cook it until the sugar dissolves, and then you're done.
But what's the purpose of the cooking? I mean, can't you just put it in a jar, put the sugar and water in a jar and shake it?
It's much more efficient, and you're going to get better dissolving by cooking. So 3/4 ounce of lemon juice.
I'm not really willing to give up my idea about simple syrup here, because if you forget that you need it and then you make it on the stovetop, you have to wait for it to cool.
Yes, but you can that is true. So you can definitely make simple syrup on the fly by shaking it.
I will, okay, so I'm about to make a concession here.
1 ounce of vodka.
So I make the hummingbird nectar by just shaking the sugar in the water. But as I think of it, the ratio is very different. It is not 1:1, it is 1:4. And so necessarily it would dissolve more quickly.
Yes.
Given that. All right, fine, you win. We'll do it on the stovetop.
And 1 ounce of the Smith & Cross. I may not have a full ounce in here, which is why I've got another bottle ready to go.
Well, that's a relief.
Yes, indeed.
So does this recipe call for this type of rum specifically?
It does.
Oh, look at that. Wait, we gotta...
That's not quite enough.
Oh!
It's close.
I think that one can be mine. I don't think we need to open another bottle right now. I'll let you know if it needs a floater.
Okay.
I guess we should describe what a floater is, because all of a sudden, and I'm thinking about my brother here, he might have a different idea of what a floater is.
That's true. A floater is just an additional amount of usually a higher proof spirit that is very carefully floated on the top of the drink. Often it will have, it'll be used with frozen drinks. That makes it easier to float the floater, but it slowly dilutes down into the drink. So.
You know, speaking of floaters and frozen drinks, we got to get that rum runner recipe from Lorelei Restaurant in the Florida Keys.
Yes.
If anyone knows how to find the recipe for rum runner from the Lorelei Restaurant in the Florida Keys, please let us know.
Yes, we need the real one. I've looked online for that sucker, and I have not come up with anything.
And we've tried and tried, and we just can't replicate it. Okay, so you're pouring the Huntsman into coupes.
Yeah.
Any garnish for this drink?
There is no garnish.
No garnish? What kind of cocktail is this? I guess it's not a tiki.
It is not a tiki.
All right.
The original is, we found one recipe for the Huntsman that was, instead of equal parts rum and vodka, 1.5 parts vodka to only 1/2 part of rum. So it was originally rum heavy or vodka heavy.
Okay.
So this is the
All right.
Huntsman.
How come mine looks like a different color from
I
yours?
don't know. Did I mess something up somewhere?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Let's do a swap and see if I screwed see if they taste the same.
They taste a little different.
They taste a little different. What the hell did I do?
I don't know, but I think we can safely say that we can recommend the Huntsman
Yes.
in either iteration.
In either iteration.
All right, so with that, cheers.
Cheers. And we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye, friends.